Welcome to Dance Mogul Magazine. Emily, I just want to congratulate you and let you know how great the performance was tonight. So for those that were not able to be here for whatever reason, can you tell us what you wanted the audience to take away from the show tonight?
Absolutely. I hope for the audience to really take away that there are young artists producing work and they're talented and here and ready to be produced, and they've got what it takes to just be like, here we are and we're young, and just give them a shot because they're worth it. They're worth it.
Okay, and I noticed that you had new choreographers and new dancers, and so you're providing opportunities for up-and-coming dancers and up-and-coming choreographers. Tell us about that vision that you have to do that.
I think a little over 5 years ago, since we just celebrated the 5th year, but I sat on a panel, a friend took me along to observe, and I watched the video footage from the majority of them being young choreographers where they didn't have a fully produced video. It was rehearsal footage, or they were in not well put together costumes, or it was grainy, or for whatever reason, and they weren't given a fair shot because the footage was not of a high enough caliber. And so originally why I wanted to present Young Choreographers Festival was so that we would send these young choreographers off into the dance world ready and equipped to present themselves in a professional manner, so that they weren't being judged on the fact that their footage wasn't of a high enough quality. You can kind of tell the professional versus the younger artist because the professionals or the older established artists had a high quality footage. It was performance. They had photos that were taken by a professional photographer, and they were taken on a main stage such as this at Symphony Space or at the Joyce or downtown at Skirball or somewhere around the country, and the young choreographers didn't have it. And so I really wanted young artists to be given a fair shot. And so in order to be given a fair shot, they have to be on a level playing field. Unfortunately, maybe someday it will change, but so for Young Choreographers Festival, our stipulation for the footage is that it is only based solely on the quality of the choreography that is shown. Our selection committee doesn't look at where it's, doesn't look at location, not at what they're wearing, not even at the caliber of dancer. We would find new dancers if somebody really needed for their work, but they really look at the content of the piece, of the choreography, and if the content is good, we present them.
Okay, and that's great. I noticed by watching the performance tonight, it was mentioned as far as an educational component and a mentoring kind of component from different individuals. Can you expound more on that?
Yes, absolutely. We started doing educational programming after our 2nd year. It started with having a talkback panel the Friday night before the show. And that comprises usually 5 or 6 panelists who are established professionals, either being choreographers, directors, producers, agents included as well, for our 10 or 11 selected young choreographers to come and have an intimate panel setting where they could ask anything that they were really curious about and have an in-depth conversation back and forth with these people who kind of have been there and done it and have the ability to guide them a little bit better than they would probably have on their own. And then last year we started the mentoring program, which many of our advisory board members actually take part in. And what we do is we pair up one of the selected young choreographers with a mentor, and they work with them, and it's our hopes that they'll foster these relationships and then continue to have them as their careers progress, so that they always have somebody to call or email should they have a problem. And I think that's so important because I've been really lucky to have so many mentors that I see the value in being able to call somebody and say, hey, you know what, I'm not sure how to handle this, or I'm having a problem with one of my dancers, or I just booked this show and I'm not sure my piece is ready for it, or for whatever of a million reasons you might have to need somebody who has a better handle on the situation. The ability to have somebody you can call or email and ask them for the help that you would need, for the guidance, is really important. And so it's important to me and to Young Choreographers Festival to be able to help foster that relationship so that these young choreographers coming up will be able to have somebody to call, to email. I mean, when else are you going to get somebody's cell phone number like that? And it's totally on the mentor to contact them at first, so it's not like they're having to reach out and be nervous. Are they going to email me back? Are they going to call me back? Their mentor is assigned to them. They contact them first. They make the initial touch base, and then the relationships hopefully will flourish, so they have them forever.
Wow, that's great. That's exactly what's needed in the industry. There's nothing like that that's being done as far as helping to take the beginner dancer, the beginner choreographer, and just give them that guidance right into the industry, so that way they can perform at an optimal level. And I just want to congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
I realize that something as big and as grand as what you were able to do tonight requires a lot of planning and effort. Is there anyone that you would like to thank that helped you to put this together?
Oh my gosh, yes, so many people. But first and foremost, my parents. They are the best patrons of the arts. They're here working every year. They do. My advisory board, Tracy Stanfield in particular, she was the first person to join the advisory board officially. I bombarded her in the hall at Broadway Dance Center one day after class 5.5 years ago, and I said, I have this idea, do you, whatever, and she said, of course I'll help you, and literally just jumped on board. Sheila Barker, Ginger Cox, Broadway Dance Center, Diane King. Oh my gosh, this is like the Oscars, isn't it? I get to thank everyone. Are you going to cut me off with music? Maurice Brandon Curry, Doug Post, just so many people. Egal Perry of Perry Dance, they give us rehearsal space as well as Broadway Dance Center. The young choreographers who let us present them. Okay. That's kind of a gift for us too, because as much as they're happy to be presented, it's a joy for us to get to see them take the stage. The guest artists who generously donate their time, we unfortunately at this time are not able to offer them a performance stipend. Someday we will, and I will back pay those who we haven't. You for coming to support the audience, for coming to support young artists. It's hard when you're a young artist to get people to come to watch you. Yeah. It's really hard because there's so many established artists, and it's not a competition. There's an audience for everyone, but when you're young, you're a very small fish in a big ocean. And so the audience really, thank you to the audience for coming, and I don't know, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone who supports dance and young artists.
No, that's great. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.